listen.
She's gonna live with us.
Yes, Andrew, I told you that.
So there's been a couple of movies dealing with housemaids gone wrong, but this easily has the biggest release. They're already working on a sequel for this one. They even cleared my second favorite Carpenter song for the trailers, and it comes from director Feig, who just did Another Simple Favor. And it kind of feels like a cousin to that one, just not as goofy.
I always describe it as a Nancy Meyers movie that's gone horribly wrong.
He's been calling this genre urban noir with a bunch of hidden clues to the mystery that not many have covered, but I want to point out, because this is one that gets ridiculous. And it's even crazier that it's based off of a book series, so this is meant to be a trilogy.
Which, I'm a huge book reader, and I was a huge fan of the book, so...
I mean, everybody knows that. But before we get into spicy spoilers, a quick shout out to this video sponsor, Raycon. The high-quality earbuds for half the price, with an extra 15% off for y'all so that you can plug them in and keep watching LMEs. They're the Bluetooth everyday earphones that help you ditch the wires so that you can walk around freely. And I even still have my in-ear ones from the first sponsors that I did with them, and the noise cancellation is still pretty good. Now they got these new essential open earbud designs that let you capture all of the sound but still lets you hear your surroundings as you're going about. So if you're someone who doesn't like the in-ear gummies but still wants the buds, these are for you. They even come with these in-ear hooks so that you can shake them around and they won't fall off. They're sweat-proof, they're lightweight, and they give you 36 hours of battery life. So I'm up at night with them on, pretending I'm in the Olympics. They also offer up a variety of colors for you to choose from, with some MLB limited edition ones as well. So, you know, I'm going to be bringing them to the game and listening to Pat Hughes like the old man that I am. They easily pair on all your devices, making it a breeze to swap around. They come in a nifty case that snaps on just like that. And of course, they've got you with that 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're interested, head on over to buyraycon.com/letmeexplain-open to get 15% off and support the channel by just listening with Raycon. Now, let me explain.
That's a lot of bacon, Millie. Are you trying to kill us?
So the movie follows Millie, who applies to be the new housemaid for the Winchesters with this crazy resume, all of which is a lie.
Would you like a grand tour so you can see what you're getting yourself into?
But she may not be the only one lying.
Andrew says I'm totally gonna kill myself one day on these. I should just draw my chalk outline on the bottom to get it over with.
Millie's got fake glasses while Nina's faking a pregnancy, but at the top it really does seem like Millie's the one who's more desperate since she's getting caught sleeping in her car at Ruth's hut, which I heard has good hot dogs.
I don't rehearse. I don't really like to rehearse. I don't like to plan anything. I just like to allow whatever is gonna happen in a scene to happen.
And like Sydney, she wasn't planning for a callback. Day one has her moving in with 2 carry-ons, with her living in the attic that gets locked from the outside, has a sealed window that can't open, and scratches on the door. And she just ignores these warnings from the start and instead gets to work.
You don't have to explain anything.
At night, Millie meets Andrew and Nina's daughter, Cece, who has a miniature of her house down to every single detail, which seems to be a thing that a bunch of movies are doing nowadays.
That's so creepy.
By day 2, Millie has her own cell phone that she doesn't realize can be tracked, but she did also ignore, the attic lock, sealed window, and scratches on the door. So this is where she starts seeing Nina as a mean girl.
Where are they?
Where what?
My PTA notes?
Nina has a meltdown about her PTA notes and how it's ruined her whole day and proceeds to destroy the set. And you could just tell that Amanda was having the most fun with the role, going over the top.
The fun direction that I had with her was just stare really long. Take really long pauses before you do anything. She just stares for an unnervingly long time, and it's not a smile, it's not a frown, it's like the eyes boring into you.
Theodore, as requested.
Later on, she catches Enzo, the groundskeeper, staring at her. And what's funny is that they cast him because he was in Another Simple Favor, but because of Sydney's schedule, they had to move everything, and they shot in winter, so they had my boy gardening in rocks.
I did work as a gardener in the real life for 9-10 months, but I was never this weird.
So now you go, you pack your bag.
They give Millie a journal so that she can narrate her thoughts for the audience. They have her finding orange pills so that she can keep second-guessing things, all while the house is haunted by the ghost of Nina's jump scares.
Probably just all the new hormones making you go crazy.
Millie ends up making chicken for dinner, but dreams about Andrew for dessert. But knows to knock that off since her boss has barely given her the bedroom key on day 3, and she won't even give her the day off. Saturday's supposed to be the day she goes to see her probation officer, which starts to explain her secret past.
If I know how Tinder works, or if I'm horn dogging all over Great Neck because I haven't gotten laid in 10 years.
And that would explain the dreams. Nina then messes with her again by asking her to go pick up Cece on her day off from ballet, but doesn't give her a location, a time, or the fact that anyone even knows.
Your girl is here. She's insisting she needs to pick up Cece. No, it's no problem at all.
it's impossible to find reliable help.
It's just a way to make her look more crazy and even feel more crazy. She then has to come home and meet the mother-in-law, played by Elizabeth Perkins, doing a big Cruella impression.
This is how you allow the help to dress in your home?
And she may be worse than Nina.
Andrew loves these dishes. I want you to put them somewhere safe.
And they show you how important this is because even the wallpaper in the pantry is a copy of these plates. In the middle of the night, Millie decides to go down to the man cave to watch some Family Feud, and Andrew comes in to have a midnight snack. He then tells her a story about Nina's parents who died in a house fire and how everyone blamed Nina because she was the only survivor.
It's awful.
Nina then comes down and tells Andrew it's 2 in the a.m. and tells Millie not to dress like Sydney Sweeney because she's ready to fire her right then and there.
Oh, Millie. Stay the fuck away from my husband.
That said, she does give her one more chance since, the movie's 2 hours long. Nina then has the PTA moms come over who love to talk smack about her in her own home while gushing over her husband Andrew since he puts up with her. And to me, this bunch is the scariest.
And I don't mean to be a B-I-T-C-H.
That's so unfortunate.
Thank you.
Nina then has Millie babysitting on her night off so that she can go out with Andrew, and so she gets to snooping.
Thank you, fucking psychosis.
She even calls her friend Lexi for help because things are getting so weird, and we eventually see in a flashback that they had actually worked together at a bar, and Millie protected her from her creep boss, and there's even a deleted scene where she runs into her at the grocery store early on, which is how she got her number.
I really need to get out of here.
You're leaving?
What?
Poor girl's getting gaslit by her stepdad, her mom, and her housemaid.
You don't have to be my friend, It's not part of your job.
Well, I'd like to be.
Then yells at her for snatching her Lucky Troll doll. Nina arrives back home crying as they reveal that she can't get pregnant anymore because of her ovaries, and how Andrew never had his soccer team of kids that he wanted since technically Cece isn't his.
I don't think that I am enough.
Millie wakes up in the middle of the night to them arguing, and this girl's more worried about Andrew and his biceps than little old Nina.
What?
Andrew, are you okay?
She continues to clean up Nina's mess and is asked to plan a date night for a new musical that's downtown in order to apologize to Andrew, and then even gives away 27 dresses to Millie in order to say I'm sorry.
Start fresh. So these are practically brand new, and I want you to have them.
So she's practically making her mini-me. Later on at ballet class, another Snoopy nanny tells Millie the story about how Nina tried to drown Cece in a bathtub, followed by her swallowing a bunch of pills, and that it was Andrew who came in for the rescue. So even though Cece isn't good at ballet, after everything, they just let her twirl.
It's like fucked up, right?
Millie tries to talk with Enzo the gardener, but gets caught by Nina, who yells at her about booking the wrong day for the musical that she told her to book, and she was about to make her pay for the tickets before Andrew arrives to the rescue again.
I don't know what you did.
No, I didn't.
He then offers her to take a friend to the show since the tickets are non-refundable, but since she has no friends, they decide to go together with her wearing his wife's dress, which isn't as bad as seeing her in his wife's towel.
Great dress.
They go to the city to see the show and grab dinner afterwards with a little Easter egg to Paul Feig's gin company, which on a rewatch you notice that his bottle it's all throughout the movie. It's even used as a weapon at one point. That's why there's always a martini in his films, if you keep an eye out for them, since it's his favorite drink, and in each one, he's the one who twists the lemon himself.
Those are my cameos, is really my martinis. And my gin, my gin bottles hidden all over the place, too.
After dancing, they decide to stay at a hotel with 2 rooms at first, until she recharges her phone and finds 1,000 messages from Nina firing her again. So since she's not employed anymore, she's technically not sleeping with her boss's husband.
Nina can't ever know.
This can't ever happen again.
It's just good old-fashioned cheating. They're able to beat Nina back home, so they have enough time for yet another quickie.
Fuck it.
So by the time Nina comes back, they already have lunch ready for her. But Amanda's makeup is wild in this scene. At first I thought she had gotten into a whole car crash and was bruised up. So it wasn't until I listened to the commentary track that I found out it was just her putting on last-minute makeup in the car to make her look like a clown in order to unsettle them.
Best friend Lexi took me to Peter Luger. Had a lot of sides. But I don't really eat meat.
But then he's over here acting like a clown.
I've been meaning to ask you, did you learn how to cook while you were in prison?
And then Millie gets clowned. Nina sends her out to pick up groceries, but in her car since they don't want her driving her beater. And then she beats her to the punch by reporting the car stolen. So of course Andrew comes in for the rescue again.
Andrew, she knows.
I know.
Nina's ready to fire Millie, but then she gets fired instead when Andrew kicks her out of the house for messing with Millie. As if he wasn't messing with Millie also.
Please leave now.
Would you like help packing your things?
because we wanted the audience to cheer when she gets kicked out of the house, and they do. I mean, when we do, regular screenings, people just are so happy and they're cheering and applauding when she runs out the door. And you just sit there going like, oh, you are so gonna regret doing that.
At this point, Andrew's decided to swap them out and promises to take care of Millie ever after, and they're having more than breakfast in bed. They TCM and chill, and then Millie accidentally breaks the family china when a wild Italian appears.
What do you want?
See, she doesn't realize that he's just there to take care of Nina and her baby girl, but we also know that Millie has a problem picking up on hints. So when Andrew gets triggered that the broken dishes are still dirty, she does not see the next twist coming.
Andrew, can you hear me? Can you let me out?
I will. Just not yet.
What do you mean?
So this is where the whole movie rewinds and gives you the big LME on what really was happening, starting off with one of the best edits in the film. We get flashbacks on Nina at law school and how she almost made it out until a professor swooped her up and left her with a baby that would be Cece. She then starts working at a law firm where she meets Andrew, who's there getting a divorce, and marries Nina before that thing even settles. Even took her to the same restaurant we saw earlier. But like Millie, she doesn't question what happened to the other woman, just that it was her loss, until she starts losing.
I am very disappointed, Nina. Your hair is a privilege and it needs to be cared for.
It turns out that Andrew's a complete psycho who has all these rules that come from his mama and his upbringing and locks up Nina in the attic because she didn't get her roots done. And that was just the first time.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He then makes her punish herself by slipping an envelope under the door and demanding 100 of her hairs with follicles. And what's crazy is that they did use some of Amanda's hair, but also 3D printed it using fishing rods to complete the scene. And of course, it all stems from the mom.
Your hair is fabulous.
Well, thank you, darling.
Not a root in sight.
How about those roots? My God, you think she would take better care of herself for Andrew?
Another bit from the mom would be her focus on clean teeth, to the point that even in the book, she would pull them out when raising her kids.
If you don't take care of your teeth, you lose the privilege of having them.
Juice is a privilege. Don't spill. Juice is a privilege.
Teeth are a privilege.
That's my mom's favorite quote. She is obsessed with this smile.
All of that leads to Nina's Gone Girl moment, where she sets up a master plan in order to get back at Andrew.
How?
Pretty much, she scoped out a housemaid who looked like a younger version of herself so that they can take her place, and that's when she meets this promising young woman that could take him out. But once she learns that Millie can box like Christy and even serve 10 years for killing a guy in college who was just like Andrew, Nina plans on knocking him out through her.
You're a lifesaver, Millie. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Is it mean? Yeah, but she did what she had to do.
Sorry.
So we then jump back to Andrew locking up Millie in the attic, which no one can hear.
You can blast your music as loud as you want because we cannot hear you downstairs.
And he gives her the 21 pieces of broken china plates and tells her to slice herself 21 times on her stomach for shattering them.
You need to stay out of the attic.
So do you.
And listen, they have a lot of Easter eggs and clues throughout for this, because you can see the flowers getting darker as the movie goes along. As a hint, they had the Basco paintings behind Amanda show her mental state being very chaotic, but the best ones would be the artwork throughout that gives hints to what's going to happen in the movie. There's one in the man cave where it's a painting of a wife being bound on her wedding day, showing what each of his wives goes through. There's this piece with Judith and her maidservant who are working together to kill the guy who's been oppressing them, but I think the standout is Anna Mendieta's painting, which, I mean, just look at this thing. But then you read up on her as an artist and find out that her murder was never solved, yet everyone assumed her partner was the one who threw her out the window. He just, got away with it. Wild story. There was also a mention in the behind the scenes that red represents Andrew, so whenever his presence is near, they start to change things. And they said that they made sure to not put it in Cece's room for those who were kind of worried about that. But then they show you that Cece has a double room, and there's like a foyer before you get into her actual bedroom. And that looked pretty red, so I don't know if they just forgot.
No. Absolutely fucking not.
The big issue that I had the first time was that Nina mentions how he's fully in control and that if she ever acted out of line, then...
Back to the institution I went.
So when she hires Millie and starts going off, I was kind of surprised that he didn't call her out for acting. But then I realized that the answer makes him even dumber because Nina was playing off of him needing attention so bad. So instead of calling out Nina whenever she was clearly making a scene, this man was more focused on looking like a brave little hero to Millie. Stupidly clever.
Tomorrow will be better. It'll be better. I promise.
especially since Millie fell for it too.
Andrew is definitely a saint for standing by Nina. Poor Andrew.
Now back to the present attic, we see that Millie ends up listening and goes from being shredded to literally shredding herself, but it is all movie magic.
It's a shard of a piece of china. Could make it look like you cut yourself.
She's able to one-up him since Nina left a cheese knife hidden in the closet, which he thought of on the first interview day, and somehow he didn't see while cleaning. But she's able to stab him in the neck, locks him up inside, and demands that he pulls out one of his teeth like Nina was hoping for.
I told ya.
The movie then writes a new ending that wasn't in the book, where they add more action instead of just keeping Andrew locked up, and that includes Nina coming back to help her because of Cece.
I think we should take her with us.
After a little kerfuffle in the staircase, they're able to one-up him at the top of the stairs and push him off, setting it up to look like it was an accident while he was changing the lights.
This is the upper living room, which we barely ever use, to be honest.
And that early line comes back around when he gets dropped. What's funny is that the playbill for the musical that they went to even spoils the ending by having it be on the cover, and they were actually going to make fake trailers for this play and everything to make it look like it was a big thing, but then the budget got low, and they were almost even going to cut the whole musical scene and the Peter Luger's bit until Sydney Sweeney covered it all.
It's perfect.
Even though the cops seemed to be on his side earlier, and honestly throughout the movie, they don't really second guess the accidents and even have a cop on the case who knew him personally.
I actually knew your husband a little bit. He was engaged to my sister, Kathleen.
Kathy.
So she would have been the one before Nina, and that's why she gets lucky that they look the other way. The same way Enzo stuck around since something similar happened to him.
I lost a sister to a man like Andrew, and I will not let this happen again.
At the funeral, Nina takes over the estate and covers Millie with an $100,000 check, and they continue to show how mean the mom is. But, you know, she's so mean and so conniving that I feel she would have been smart enough to connect the dots and go after them.
They are absolute vultures, especially my mother.
Either way, in the end, Millie goes to another job interview to become the housemaid too, and they show that that missus is also being hurt by her mister, and that Millie came highly recommended to tidy up yet another house.
You go, Millie. Like, girl, you such a bad bitch.
Now, the wild thing is that there's already 3 books, so it's set to be a trilogy, but I wasn't aware that there was like a whole controversy about the book, since before that one came out, there was another one called The Last of Mrs. Parrish, and man, it's pretty much the whole story bar for bar.
What kind of monsters are we?
Now, that one's also being turned into a movie that's going to be coming out to Netflix soon, so it'll be interesting to see how people look at both of them, because this author was supposedly like self-published for all of her books, like a dozen of them, until she got a big book deal for this one. So it's almost like they couldn't adapt the other one for a movie, so they just readapted the book for this one.
Guilty as charged.
Either way, it doesn't change that this was a fun movie, you know? Amanda is definitely the standout, so it'll be interesting to see what they do for the follow-up, since this one really relied on that twist, and her performance was really good. I also did like how they were able to flip Brandon Sklenar's like recent roles the way that we see him. I thought that was clever, because this man's been at it for a while, and I'm rooting for him.
I was an extra on Glee, season 1, I'm in there. I'm in the Hit Me Baby One More Time video. I'm on the bleachers with Corey Monteith, rest in peace. Yeah, we're fist bumping.
The one thing I will say for the sequels is that they got to keep it with director Paul Feig. You know, this man's so goofy that it's not just his style. I love the fact that he had couches custom made for the set, and then he took them home. You know, that's how you save money on remodeling right there. Just call it part of the set budget right there. Other than that, let me know your thoughts on this movie. Anything else that you caught in the story? What your favorite or worst scene was, and any other movies you want to see an LME on. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or Sydney Sweeney will knock on your door.